everybody's entitled to their own beliefs.
Yeah.
Everybody, can believe what they want to believe, follow whatever they want to follow. I was born and raised a Christian. I still am. I don't believe in the teachings of any one church anymore. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Bible.
Explanation of gospel. Jeremy can have different, right? And you can have different.
Yep.
We can, all three of us can read same verse.
And come up with 3 or 4 different meanings.
And different interpretations, these different viewpoints, people that can't have a calm conversation about it like we're having right now and still love each other and still respect each other.
Yep.
It always ends in fighting, blood, death, aggressiveness, assault, whatever. And this becomes almost the trademark of no disrespect, David, the Christian faith. And that for me, why I don't personally identify as a Christian anymore, because I can't stand by any of that kind of stuff.
We, all three of us, a different religion, but we are a one family.
Yeah.
We love each other.
That goes more in line with Christ's teachings, if you ask
Yeah,
me.
Jesus
and
Christ
all
said-
this division and
That's-
arguments and on and on. And
I mean, that is definitely the teachings of Jesus.
Right.
Is, love one another as you would love yourself. Everybody should be respectful.
Yeah.
If you have a point, make a point. That's fine.
Yeah.
But don't be argumentative. Don't be insulting.
Right.
Yeah.
Free,
Don't point out your God is Satan.
Yeah,
Right.
don't demonize people.
Yeah, free
Yeah.
and open conversation.
Right.
I mean, I'll even sit down and have a conversation with a Satanist. I don't care. I mean, tell me what you believe, what you believe. Great, fine, no problem. As long as we don't get violent about it, or he doesn't call my beliefs wrong.
Yeah.
He can tell me what his beliefs are. I will tell him what my beliefs are.
Yeah.
Here, in a couple of sentences there, in a couple of sentences. You can't do that with the Bible.
Yeah.
You have to take the Bible as a whole.
Yeah.
Old Testament, New Testament, all of it as a whole, and use it as a framework for your beliefs.
Yeah.
As far as the Bibles go, there's a New King James, the Old King James.
I was using English Standard Version.
English
for a bit.
Standard Version.
It was easy to read, yeah.
The NIV version is really good. I like the NIV version personally.
And Jeremy likes which one?
I like the English Standard Version a bit just because certain groups, I want to say churches, but more like certain groups will actually concoct their own Bible, which my group used to. They came up with their own version and translation and say, oh, ours is the most accurate, but...
Like the early King James Version was translated from Aramaic to Hebrew, then Hebrew to Latin, then Latin to English. The Old King James Version is very hard to read, and there is some things in there.
Thy, thou, those
Yeah,
kind
thy
of...
and
That's
thou
just
and
the
these and
beginning, yeah,
those.
it's-
It's very, very hard to read.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
And there's so many inconsistencies
Right.
and discrepancies in there, especially when they went back to the original Aramaic and Hebrew. For Hebrew for the Old Testament and Aramaic for the New Testament, because the New Testament was all written in Aramaic, and then retranslated from the original languages.
Uh-huh.
We have much more accurate translations now.
These Bibles, when different languages like translating to retranslating, loses the original message because depend on the person who is translating.
Right, because no language translates perfectly into another language.
We are a nature worshiper, and
As far as worshiping the forces of nature, why not?
yeah,
I mean, maybe that's how we experience God.
Yeah.
living with harmony with
Live in
nature.
harmony, yeah.
So that means you preserve the nature, so our descendants can live in this earth. It will be livable.
Yeah, yes, sustainable. A
Sustainable.
sustainable belief system with a sustainable outcome that future generations can enjoy a clean, healthy planet, or keep doing it the way people are doing it and Christians are doing it. And look at this. Look at this mess.
Yeah. The nature worshiper means preserve the nature, respect the nature. That's what you have to understand. It's not I'm thinking, tree is a god. Not that.
No.
But I respect tree is needed. We need to respect.
It's a gift from God. I mean,
Yeah.
There you
The earth will be sustainable, no natural disasters,
Yeah.
because that's how I grew up, and it makes sense to me.
Right.
We have to respect nature and not to destroy the trees, forest, and not to overuse water.
That goes with your culture too,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah. And then global warming already started. There is some science fictions, they say that Earth will be
Uninhabitable.
so it's not far from the truth, right? We indigenous people of Nepal, there are not only Limbus and Rais, there are other tribal people too. They respect nature. They call themselves nature worshipper.
Religion should be a joyous thing. It should make you happy. It shouldn't make you depressed. It shouldn't
Give you
shouldn't
mental illness. Yeah.
Jesus taught to love one another. That is what I focus on. I try to be a good person. I try to be charitable. I try to help out people when I can. And that is the sign of a good Christian. Not shoving your religion down somebody's throat. Not calling people demons because they don't believe exactly the same as you.
Or saying my God's going to kill all of you because you don't believe the way I believe. I mean, yeah, come on.
No.
I've participated in a bunch of Hindu ceremonies. It doesn't affect my core religious beliefs.
Yeah.
God is everywhere and in everything. Who says that he didn't go to the Hindu people as and have all his angels for them, because that's what they could believe and that's what they could understand. Yeah. Nobody knows.
And we'll never know for sure.
And we'll never know until the day we die.
You don't think that I don't worship Jesus and that means I go to hell?
No.
Many Christians think that.
No.
Not at all.
They're wrong, Dee. They're wrong. Don't let them ever get you to think that. You're a wonderful person.
Because if you're a good person, if you try to do good things throughout your life, that's being a Christian.
Correct.
Whether or not you physically believe in Jesus or not, it's the Christian life, it is a religious life. If you're going to try and preach to somebody, preach from the Gospels, if that's what you want to do. But don't persecute somebody else because they have different beliefs than you.
Yeah.
If you want to share your beliefs with them and maybe they'll change their mind, fine, but that's up to them.
The amount of love you guys have shown me, I mean, I've said it before, it's you guys have done more for me in a course of months than other Christians of my former belief system did for me in a lifetime. Not that I'm sitting here trying to keep score, like, oh, you owe me anything. It's just to David's points of what real Christianity looks like in action, not just threatening and divisions and knocking on people's doors and proselytizing. Actual acts of loving kindness, and you guys you do that in action.
Minister of Methodist Church, that's what he said is, you are more Christian than any other Christian who goes to church every day. So because that's what we're supposed to do, right? Yeah, I'm not baptized, but he called me Christian because
that's
I love
acting
people.
As such, yeah. That's nice, Didi.
What do you want to say to new Christian converts who believe? Just some positive message.
Good luck.
The best way is this: love your neighbor as yourself. That is Christianity in a nutshell. I mean, that is the true message
of Jesus Christ.
Of Jesus Christ is to love one another,
no matter what religion they are.
Yeah, not demonizing people.
Legalism.
If you love one another, then this will be a much better world. We will eliminate wars. We'll eliminate famine. We'll eliminate all the problems that we have in this world. Can be eliminated by one thing, and that's loving one another.
Good message, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, that's a great message. Yeah. Instead of using it to, again, try to force your beliefs on others, sow division, have arguments, point this, point that, follow endless rules, force your rules on anyone else. Instead of doing all that, how about get involved in some charitable works? Get involved in some volunteering. Help. If you've got extra and surplus, see who you can give the extra away to. Those are the kind of works to me that you can spend your energy on. Be loving in that way, more towards all those things like David mentioned, and be a more sustainable, decent version of Christianity if you can. And if that means staying away from churches and those religious people and the religious leaders and all the aggressive stuff, if you got to stay away from that to do that, go for it, but it's about love, not about what church, who you're following, and the rules and all that kind of stuff.
And I respect your religion and everything it has to do with it, and I respect all religions that are focused on love and sharing.
Any kind of belief system that sows love and unity and helping, and again, like I said, voluntary and charitable works, I'm all for it. Yeah, but I don't support hate and division, so.